Hi friends, it's Miss Kim and I have the second lesson for art journaling. Um, so this week we're going to be journaling about gratitude. Um, and so I wanted to talk a little bit about what is gratitude? What what does that mean when you say that you're, being gracious or that you're expressing gratitude? Um, so gratitude is actually an emotion that expresses appreciation for what you have. It's very simply an affirmation of goodness. So it's, expressing that you see and appreciate something that is really good in your life. It's a social emotion. We have it as it's something that we've sort of evolved to have as human beings that helps us to really survive and thrive in our lives. It's one of those things that helps to solidify relationships with other people. So it's really the value of helping others and being helped in return. And the idea of the fact that the more that you express your gratitude for things, the more things that you will end up having or getting. Not as, how much stuff can I have, but if you show somebody that you're gracious for something that they've done to help you, and really mean it, then they're probably more willing to help you again next time, right? The same thing goes for just your own mental and physical health and well-being. Like the more that you are able to recognize and show gratitude for the things that you have in life, instead of worrying about the things that you don't have or the things that you wish you had, in general, the happier that you end up being. Gratitude is like a spontaneous feeling. So it's something that in its truest form is something that you just feel without really thinking about it. If somebody's ever done something for you that is really, really helpful, or made you feel better about your day, or said something really nice to you, or maybe even given you something that you've always wanted, or something you really cherish, that feeling that you feel inside of just like immense happiness and great gratitude for what they've done for you. But the interesting thing about gratitude is that while in its truest form it is a spontaneous emotion, it is something that you can practice and you can build your skill up to start really expressing and experiencing gratitude for things more often in your life. So you can just make conscious efforts to acknowledge the things that you have. And especially, I know that right now we're kind of living in a little bit of a time that is really weird, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on. And that's one way you can kind of feel a little bit better, or maybe a little bit more safe and secure about things, is by just looking at what you do have, instead of like thinking about, it's kind of stinks that you can't hang out with your friends, or maybe do the things that you want to do normally. Think about the things that you can be really grateful for, that are really, really important to have. That you have a house to live in, and a safe, comfortable place to sleep, and we live in a super crazy digital time where we don't really have to be bored. Most of us have access to tons of music and books and internet and movies on demand and things like that. So we have a lot of things that we can be grateful for to keep us occupied. You can be happy and grateful for the simple things, that you have paper to write on, or a book to read, or the pens to draw with to keep you occupied, that you have food to eat, that you have a family that is there, that you have this cool opportunity to do school online so you don't have to miss out on things. So practicing these conscious efforts, you may be thankful for these things already, but to really spend time thinking about being thankful for them sort of builds your ability to recognize gratitude on a day-to-day basis. So yes, you can deliberately cultivate gratitude. Feeling grateful boosts your happiness, and it relieves stress. It makes you feel better. It makes you not just mentally and psychologically healthier, but it also physically makes you healthier. it kind of releases these endorphins in your body that are beneficial to you in a variety of ways, not just mental health, but also in physical health. They lower your heart rate. That's one way that they are beneficial to you. So, how do you cultivate gratitude? Again, it starts with just the act of noticing and paying attention to the good things that are happening in your life. And in as part of that, it means trying to not focus on the negative things or the things that you don't have when you're doing that practice. So you can't say like, oh well, I'm really glad that I have this computer that I can use to be on the internet, but I really wish I had a better computer. That sort of negates that practice of gratitude. So it's being just thankful for the things that you have and staying with those in the moment and just being okay with that thing in the moment and not thinking about what you wish you had or the better thing that you could have or the thing you don't have. So some ways that you can do that, some ways that you can practice cultivating gratitude is keeping a journal. It doesn't necessarily have to be an art journal. Obviously, that's what we're doing in our class, but it could easily just be keeping a diary. Or if you don't have a diary, it could be writing down on a scrap of paper each day and saying, you know what, hey, today I'm going to write down 5 things that I can be grateful for. And it doesn't matter if they're big things. It can be, I'm grateful that I was able to take a hot shower today. For me, I'm grateful that I got a cup of coffee today. I'm grateful that I have access to a bunch of really interesting books that I can read. I am grateful that I am in a warm house with my dogs. There's lots of things to be grateful for and not to think about the things that are negative happening around you right now. So you can practice that habit of journaling those things or practice the habit of writing down, 1, 2, 3 things a day that you're grateful for. If you don't want to write them down, make a practice before you go to bed at night of thinking about those 3 things. Or if you're feeling particularly anxious or you're feeling particularly stressed out because a lot of things are happening that you can't control, take a minute and just set and think through 3 or 4 things that you can be grateful for. Another way that we can really show gratitude and spread gratitude to other people, because I think that that's one important factor of gratitude beyond just your feelings that you have when you experience it, but gratitude's one of those amazing things that we can spread to other people and make them experience those things too, because while we can feel very gracious for things that people do, when we let them know that we are gracious for those things, they get the same benefits. So they get those endorphins that are released and those good feelings that make them feel better and reduce their stress and anxiety, lower their heart rate, and make them just generally feel a little bit better. So obviously some of those simple things that you can do are just saying how you feel to other people. Saying, maybe you tell your parent or whoever is you're staying with right now, thanks for dinner that you made me. It was really, really good. I know it was a lot of work that you put into that. Or thank you for washing my clothes or cleaning up the house or something like that. You can write thank you notes to people. This is something we don't do much of. A lot of people have kind of like stopped this practice, but it's a great way to spread gratitude to other people, is just getting in the habit of writing thank you cards to people. It doesn't always have to be after you have a birthday or Christmas or something when people have given you some actual material object. It could just be like you remembering that somebody did something really nice for you and you want to say thank you in a more thoughtful, thought out way. So maybe you remember that a friend really helped you out the other day with a project or something that you didn't understand, or you or that friend that lent you, a dress or something to wear, that you can just write them a little note. You could even include a little piece of art if you wanted to on it. You don't have to buy thank you cards from the store. You can make thank you cards out of like a little index card and give to somebody. It doesn't even have to be put in the mail. So these are some ways that we can really work to sort of put our gratitude out there. In that same respect, by sort of withdrawing our negativity that we're putting out to other people. If you are on social media, or you are texting with friends or something like that, instead of putting negative things out there, you can really kind of, maybe even if you are feeling that way, or you're feeling like you want to say something that's negative, or you just want to lament of, oh, everything's so terrible right now, maybe just take a minute back from that and think of if there's something that you can put out that is positive. Because I think when we put those positive things out there into the world and share them with one another, it really works to magnify and spread those feelings. So for our art journaling exercise this week, I am going to link you to a PDF down below this video, and it is to a printable sheet that you can use for your journal. And you can, if you want to print extras and change the prompts below, you can feel free to do that. It is a sheet that is called Gallery of Gratitude. So basically what you will see is there are lots of little frames on the page, and they have the frames don't have anything inside, but they have little statements underneath them of things that you might be grateful for. And so the idea is that you will fill the frames with a drawing of that thing that you are grateful for. And any space around the frames, you can feel free to journal some words if you want. You don't have to. You can just do the images if you want. I know we don't have our art journals with us at home, so what we'll do is we will glue these pages into our journals, hopefully when we get back together and are able to meet in person, so that we won't have a blank space in our journal, and we will keep these safe. So just make sure once you've done these pages that you hold on to them and you bring them back to class with you when we are back together. As far as coloring goes, same rules as we usually have in art journaling, which is you guys are free to choose your mediums to add color. So if you want to use colored pencils, or you want to use crayons or markers or oil pastel or whatever you might have at home, you certainly can use whatever you want to color those. If you have any questions about this assignment or any comments, you can feel free to leave those here on the video, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise, you can email me, or you can have your parents send me an email if there's something that you don't understand or you have questions on. I'm also going to be linking to that PDF down below too. So have fun, and don't just stop, continue journaling pages. You can always add them into your journal when you come back, or keep them for your own private journaling. But it's definitely a good way to sort of alleviate any stress or anxiety or things that might be bothering you right now, is to use your journal for those things. So I look forward to seeing you guys soon, and take care.